Hello and good morning. So I was just doing some stretching and I just felt this overwhelming urge to come on here and talk about why I give so many shits about shadow work and why you should also give so many shits about shadow work. Now, shadow work, if you don't know, is the integration of the parts of yourself that you actively try to suppress and deny all day long, every single day. And the way that you do that is through methods of radical honesty, taking full accountability, and also being completely loving and compassionate with yourself. Because you can be honest, but if you're going about it in a way that is judgmental and harsh and mean, then it's not going to do any good. So being loving and compassionate to yourself is a huge component of the shadow work. But why does this matter? Well, I, for one, have completely changed my life in ways that I didn't think were possible through the integration of my shadow. So what that means is that everything that you want, everything that you want to become, everything that you want to achieve, all of that is waiting on the other side of your shadow. Believe it or not. Because when you integrate your shadow, you're integrating exactly half of yourself. We have our light and our dark. Two halves make a whole. And when you are disembodied by rejecting and denying your shadow self because it's too scary, right? That's always what I hear. It's too scary in there. Well, guess what? If you are letting the fear control you, you are never going to have the life that you want. Ever. You might have like little breadcrumbs of it, but it's never going to be as full and bright and warm and fulfilling as it would be if you would just, stop being a baby about it. And I honestly get kind of upset. I genuinely get upset when I have people in my life that I can see how much they don't want to grow. And that's my own shadow self talking. That's my own shadow self being triggered because I used to be that way. I used to do so much surface level healing, thinking that I was doing all the right things, but I did so much surface level shit, not going anywhere. And then once I finally realized what it took to actually be better, it was like, oh, I can have everything I want now. Like everything I want is here for me. I have it. Everything that really mattered to me, I have it. And so I see these people in my life that are constantly rejecting this part of themselves and so afraid of making that leap of faith. And it's just like, babe, I know your potential. What are you doing? I love you so much. Why aren't you doing more? Why aren't you being better? Why don't you want that enough? And so I feel like it's kind of my job to light a spark in people and get them to understand that if you want to have a fulfilling existence, the only way to do it is through integrating the parts of yourself that you are afraid of. Because once you are whole, you have a choice. You have a choice in how you respond to life, how, like, the people that you surround yourself with, the environments that you find yourself in. You have a choice in a way that you wouldn't have had before because you are approaching things from a place of wholeness. And it's so insanely magical. And it's a journey, right? Like, I'm still so much on my path. I'm still healing so much all of the time. But the difference between my life from even just a year ago versus now, night and day difference. Night and day difference, because I don't stop working on myself. And you can have that too. It really doesn't take long once you start making that choice to be present, to be accountable, to be honest, to live in your full truth. Once you get there, it's really hard to go back. And I want to show you the way. I really genuinely do. If you don't know what to do, let me show you the way, because I fucking figured it out. And I am so deeply passionate. I'm so deeply passionate about helping other people experience their full potential. So if you want to get on this path, if you want to really figure out who you are and what you're capable of, let me be your person. Let me be your guide in the dark. You don't have to do it alone. I did it alone. And it took a long time for me to figure it out. But you don't have to have that same experience. So let me help you. Because I've done all the trial and error. I know what works and what doesn't. And what works for me might not work for you. But I have a vast toolbox. Because I've done all that trial and error. I've committed to so many years of bettering myself. And I know that I probably have at least one thing that can help you. So please reach out to me. There's multiple sources that I have, resources that I have that can help you. I have one-on-one guidance sessions where it's just you and me. We talk about your problems, we figure it out. Or I have an online course called Reclamation of Self, is another great resource. It's a 3-month commitment that's completely led by you, and you get to choose what works for you and what doesn't. And I just released a beginner's guide to shadow work for super, super cheap. And it's on sale right now because of the holidays. So I'm going to link all of those down below. But do please really start to consider what it would really mean if you were to get on this path. And think about the life that you want. And is it worth it? Is it worth playing small and being afraid? It's probably not. Think about your potential. And now start making the choices and start putting the action into meeting that potential. Because you're worth it. You really are. All right. I hope this inspired you. Now go. Integrate.